Could you please start off by just spelling out your first and last name for me, and then as well as telling me what position you're running for?
Yeah, so my name is Zachary Schierl, Zachary Schierl, and I'm running for East Valley School Board, the District 2 position. So.
Perfect. Why are you running for the East Valley School Board?
I am running because I'm a science teacher, and I think that we should have someone on our school board that has experience as a professional educator. I'm also running for my 18-month-old son because I think that we should have someone on the school board who's thinking about the long-term future of the district as well, and what the district and public education overall is going to look like in 5, 10, 15 years from now. So.
Perfect. What experience do you have that you think will set you apart from other candidates?
Like I said, I'm a science teacher. I teach science at Yakima Valley College. I work with students from across Yakima County every day. I work with students who have graduated from our public schools. I work with students who are still in our public schools through the Running Start program. I work with students whose families have lived in Yakima for generations. I work with students whose families are migrant families and they've just moved to Yakima and maybe they're still learning English. So as a teacher at a community college, I see all of our students, right? And so I have kind of a first-hand look into all of the challenges, the diversity of the challenges and experiences and situations that they bring into the classroom. And I think that's a really valuable perspective that's missing from our current school board.
So, what policies or what would you want to implement if you were elected?
Yeah, so I think East Valley School District already does a lot of things very well, which is great. So I commend the current staff and the current board for that. That said, I think there's always room for improvement. I think one area where we could potentially improve is in how our low-income students are doing. So about 2/3 of the students in East Valley School District are classified as low income by the state. And we see a pretty big disparity in test scores between low income students and non-low income students. That's not something that's unique to East Valley. I mean, that's a nationwide problem. So it's not something that's unique to us specifically, but I think it's something that we should look into. And that's not something that I've really seen discussed recently by the board. So that's something I'd like to look into more. The other thing I'd like to maybe change is just increase kind of how or increase the transparency surrounding how the board operates. Right now, if you're not available to go to school board meetings at 7 p.m. on Mondays, it's really hard to know kind of what discussions are taking place and how decisions are being made. That's a tough time for a lot of parents. I know myself, like that's when we're getting kids in bed or making dinner. I work sometimes, in the fall quarter I teach a class on Monday nights, which prevents me from going to those meetings. So I'd really like to see the board either live stream meetings for the public or post meetings online, or at least post kind of more detailed minutes of meetings. I think we should be making it easier for parents and the public to kind of get involved and know what's happening with the school board and not harder.
That's all the questions I had for you today. Is there anything that I didn't ask you about that you wanted to speak upon or elaborate about?
I guess I would just say go to my website, schierlforschoolboard.com. There's a contact form on there. I'd love to hear from you. If you have experiences with the school district, positive or negative, that you want to share, I'd love to hear from folks. If there's something that you think the school board should be addressing or issues that are important to you that you want me to know about, I'd love to talk to folks that are voters in the district. And then I would just say back Zach on November 4th for East Valley School Board District 2. So.